The next settings are going to be down here under Configure Tag Settings. Here is Configure Your Domains. Now this is really useful for most websites because most of us have our website on our domain, but we also have some other tools attached to that. So in my case, I've got course booking software, and I've got a meeting booking system as well. That's the only two I can think of off the top of my head. So both of those have my analytics code on them as well. So that's 3 different parts of my site, but it's all the same site. And I need to tell Google that they're all part of the same site, because if I don't, it's not going to realize, it's going to kind of break the sessions. And that means some of the cool things you can do with measurement, you won't be able to track the whole process through your site. So firstly, let's find, because it's very easy to forget when you have got a lot of different softwares attached, let's find out what domains you are getting traffic on your website from. So if you go into your analytics account and click on reports and scroll down, what am I looking for? I'm going to go into acquisition. No, you know what? I'm going to go into engagement and pages and screens. So this is basically all the pages that have been visited on your website. You know, you're probably familiar with this report. But what I want to find out is the host name, and that would refer to the domain name that is getting that traffic. So if I click on this plus button here, I can add what we call a secondary dimension. And if I start typing host name, you can see it pops up. So that's basically, it means the domain that it's happened on. And straight away we can see SpiderWorking, PayHip. PayHip is my course software, so we can see those domains are being tracked. And I could keep scrolling, but we've got 1,229 different results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this little arrow on the side, and that's going to order this column alphabetically. See, it only appears, really annoyingly, only appears when you hover over it. So let's click onto that. There we go. Okay, so SpiderWorking at the top, I can do it in reverse alphabetical order this way. And here we can see, this is where we've got PayHip, but we've also got this one called bookme.name. Now I might have forgotten about that. That's my booking software. So I need to make sure now for my cross-domain tracking that I'm including spiderworking.com, bookme.name and PayHip. So let's go back into the settings. And if I go into configure your domains, and here we can see I have got all of these selected. Let me just show you how I'd add one though. So if I want to add that book me one in again, add condition. And this is, you've got options, but I like to go with contains just so I don't have to type everything correctly, and type in book me. So you would do that for every single host name that is coming up on your site that you want. Sometimes you get a random host name and you're like, wonder where that came from. And now I'm going to click save. So remember, what this is doing is it's telling Google Analytics these are all part of the same site. Now, before you leave this, you need to check that once you've set that up, it's not breaking anything, because what this does is it actually appends, the link, when you click a link from one part of the site to another, so say from SpiderWorking to PayHip, it puts a lot of bits on the end of the URL. And on very rare occasions, that will break the connection. So people will click and it won't actually go through to the site. It will just give you a page not found. Very rarely. But before you kind of go away and do anything else, just go and check that you haven't broken anything. So go and click a link from your main domain into your course software, into your booking software, to make sure it still works once you've implemented this.